Welcome back to our olive tree on this day, the 1st of September, the first day of the time in our churches when we are celebrating the season of creation, a season that ends on St. Francis's Day, the 4th of October. During this season of creation at St. Peter's Cathedral, our liturgies, our preaching, our prayers, our music and our Facebook posts will all have woven into them the theme of our vocation to care for the earth. Pope Francis, in his encyclical Laudato Si on care for our common home, writes the following: "Our insistence that each human being is an image of God should not make us overlook the fact that each creature has its own purpose. None is superfluous. The entire material world speaks of God's love, his boundless affection for us. Soil, water, mountains, everything is, as it were, a caress of God." He continues, "We are called to recognise that other living beings have a value of their own in God's eyes. Even the fleeting life of the least of beings is the object of God's love, and in its few seconds of existence, God enfolds it with affection." Pope Francis writes so that we will become painfully aware, to dare to turn what is happening in the world into our own personal suffering, and thus to discover what each of us can do about it. So what can we do about it? As we begin our time of reflection during this season of creation, how might we care a little more, pray a little more, act a little more in care for the earth? A poem might begin our reflections. This poem is by Denise Levertov. It is called Beginners. But we have only begun to love the earth. We have only begun to imagine the fullness of life. How could we tire of hope? So much is in bud. How can desire fail? We have only begun to imagine justice and mercy, only begun to envision how it might be to live as siblings with beast and flower, not as oppressors. Surely our river cannot already be hastening into the sea of non-being. Surely it cannot drag in the silt all that is innocent. Not yet, not yet. There is too much broken that must be mended. Too much hurt we have done to each other that cannot yet be forgiven. We have only begun to know the power that is in us if we would join our solitudes in the communion of struggle. So much is unfolding that must complete its gesture. So much is in bud.